20s now and have kind of moved on in life, but they've seen Battalion as a way to kind of reminisce, to have that nostalgia effect, to be able to compete in something again that they used to hold so near and dear to their hearts, that used to be such a big part of their lives. And so I think that they just kind of, I don't even know if they would ever play in big offline tournaments or not, or if this is more of just kind of enjoying themselves in a game that feels familiar, feels like the old days.
Well,
so
one
that
thing
opens the door for a lot of new talent, I guess is my point.
One thing you can definitely say is that Duffer in particular hasn't really lost too much of his ability with the SMG. He's still a god. He's still a hyper-aggressive player. He's always been. And speaking of which, the Carbine. It's not the SMG this time around. It's the default class that rips through Elzoy, plus a grenade on top of it. So already, Ocelot on the Axis side have their backs against the wall.
It's just Copy stuck here and wonder with the shotgun, but he's lighting up. Gotten killed, got down to 5 HP, somehow still alive and regenning, and he got this round back into a 2 versus 2. What in the world?
Bomb planted.
I have no idea. At least the bomb gets planted though for the allies, and they know roughly where he is. But Etney pounces on Duffer, missing the second shot. Blackman with his SMG now arrives to the party. I will not be getting a second. Copy, who really brought them back with 2 kills, is there for the final
3 kills. And gets the 4th, by the way. He was hiding inside wooden halls that entire time. Just the snake in the grass, so to speak. While his teammates were kind of just folding all around him, he waited for the key moment to strike, and boy, did it pay off. Locks up the first round for his team almost all by himself. Insane.
So I'll have to see if Ocelot are going to struggle again, because barring Copy's miracle play, they were basically out of that round. So, I mean, sure, they're going to be very disappointed they lost the round, but at least look at the positives and say, yeah, at one point we were looking like we were gods there. We were looking like we were just cutting through them very comfortably indeed. I mean, it was Duffer who got the first kill, then a nade followed it up. They were able to push onto the site in the first place. So hold on to the positives and just try and shake off the rest of what happened there.
Yeah, definitely some positives to take away from that round despite the L. But it's this time Elzoy getting a lot of early control pick, getting into triple house and getting information over towards Market. Could even catch Blackmane, who just walked right by him. Could be meeting up soon here as we see the rest of Article 51 staging up outside B still. Looks like they want to control mid-street, cut rotations, and look to attack on B, but now they're starting to get picked off.
Wow, blink of an eye, it's over. It started well with the opening pick. I think it was Etney that got it through mid, and then from there on in, it's just smooth sailing. So, I mean, you can scrap everything we said before about them cutting through them on the B site like they weren't there. This time around, there was a lot more of a roadblock established, a lot more resilience, and ultimately they came up short. It's going to be full carbines, I think, this round for the allies. So that's going to afford them plenty of utility, but maybe a little less firepower.
Yeah, it just feels like S. Walker just stopped them individually with the Car 98 on long B, basically. It was kind of the key part of all that. And now look at this, Jackus and Elzoy pushing up so deep in the middle. They're going to be able to get into connector towards B and just maybe slice them in B main right now. Copy, though, tries to split with them, and they both crumble. Great hold by Article 51 to stop the aggression. They were getting pinched from mid and long and held their ground.
Well, it's all on Etney and Elzoy to try and salvage this round. This really should be the allies. If they lost this one, there'd be some serious tilt going on right about now. Etney towards mid. He's going to get spotted by Duffer in the triple house. And Duffer doesn't need to fight this. He can just back away, effectively say, come on us, bros. You've got to get this defuse. And Etney going to be camping there with the shotgun. See if he can get some kills on his way out of this round. If not, he can just keep the operator class card.
Yeah. Problem is, there's really no cards to get. 3 people are on default class, so the only card he could really get is Black. So I guess holding on to the operator at least will give them something to work with later, but this round is going to be the first for Article 51 in this game.
Well, it was rough to watch. Really should be taking the kill on Duffer. Shotgun versus carbine at that range should be a foregone conclusion, but instead, it is going to be Duffer coming out on top. Not that it really makes any difference, though. The card's relatively unchanged as a result of that last skirmish. There are no more heavy classes available, though, to Ocelot, which could be a bit of an issue. It does subtract from their automatic spray on sites and also their additional nade that they'll be coming through into the rounds with.
Still 4 default classes here still for the Allied side. In fact, all of them are on default class. Everybody looking for the carbines here. Set nades from Ocelots are going to be the ones that ring true this time, though, and Elzoy aggressive MP40 and Market gets a pick, and before Article 51 can even start planning what they want to do this round, they've already been pretty much completely eliminated. Just Arox and Black Main left with default class against 5 Ocelots. And I don't know about you, but 5 Ocelots against, man, 1 gun. I don't know. That would definitely suck in the jungle, I feel like.
I feel like that's going to be a nice meal for the Ocelots. Although, that being said, it's not without a fight. They have pounced onto Jackis, who will fall down. They still have a nade in Etney's hand and a smoke for S Walker, so utility on the side of the axis if they need it, but there's still a HE and a smoke also for Blackmane, who's way back towards the spawn arch, just making sure that no one crosses over to the B site. If he does, he can try and sideswipe them. And I think he decided to aggress on the A site, but he's going to be all alone. Arox has fallen in mid. It's a bit of information gathered, but that's just not enough right now for the allies. They can get information all they want. They lack the manpower. They lack the firepower on top of it. So Blackmane, good luck to you, sir, but this round surely going the way of the Ocelots. 20 seconds left, and they have control of the bomb. There's one, but no more. Nice try. Ocelots will pick up a 3-1 lead.
Just getting those early set nade kills, and Elzoy getting inside of so quickly as well. I mean, just in the blink of an eye, within seconds of the round, it's already kills going the way of the team representing the Czech Republic. It is Ocelots now up 3-1 in Mat 3 of this series. Again, this is your former Blitzkrieg #1 champions. They've already kind of been established themselves in online competition as one of the teams to look out for from the European scene. They're ringing true here as well, as we are going to see Jackis taking this time instead of Elzoy over. Taken down, though, by Blackmane. So it's back to Blackmane instead of Soklin with the scope here for 51.
Yeah, Soklin was using it more on the Axis side, so I'll be curious to see if that happens again here. But Etney down to the HE of... Oh no. It's a good start for the Allies, one that they desperately require, but Elzoy with one, not far off landing the second shot either. But here comes S Walker with his STG. The automatic fire is enough to contend with one, but not a second. Ono's carbine will reign true, leaving Copy and a 1-on-3. We've already seen him pull off some heroics earlier, but this time he's encircled, and more importantly, he's just ate a sniper round to the face.
And just the more efficient trading coming out of our on that round. I mean, they get the initial mid pick with Blackmane. They limit Elzoy's Car 98 to just 1 frag, being able to trade him out on the A side pretty quickly, not letting it get too out of control, and really just kind of flexing their advantage all the way through the round until the end, where they lock it up and put this thing to 2-3. So keeping the game close, which has been kind of the trend for this entire series. As again, Blackmane will be looking to pick mid this time. Elzoy not looking to mess around. He wants to get in their face with an MP40. He pushes Market again. Just holding this forward position. It's a kind of a split attack right now for Mark 51. They're kind of a default, I guess you could say, kind of spread out. But Elzoy does pick off Blackmane. That aggression does pay off.
Yeah, the problem with this split here is that what you're seeing firsthand, there's no avenging kills coming in for the Allies. It's just one by one, they're getting picked off by MP40s, and it's just too easy for Ocelot. I feel like if Article 51 are going to go for some kind of a split play like they have in the past, Duffer needs to go off by himself because he's just a beast. He can take 1 or 2 players by himself, ultimately, with the SMG, and then the other 4 players play together, so that if someone does get picked off, you've got the Avenge frag there. There were no Avenge frags at all in that round. Way too easy for Ocelot.
And the crazier thing was, is S Walker, I think, pushed B alone and just sprayed down 2 people. So they actually were set up to be able to, still couldn't come through. It was just better dueling coming out of Ocelots in those particular spots. And then Elzoy's aggression at Market, obviously, a big factor. This time they will bunch up together as 4 attacking B, just leaving Duffer alone to kind of drift around and maybe mess around with Ocelots, cut off the rotation. So basically doing what you called for, I guess you could say. Maybe some type of telepathy going on here. Oh, okay, that was a crazy angle S Walker just got a kill from there. And now Ocelot's just putting up the brick wall at the B-bomb site. No way through. Just Soklin left.
Yeah, and that's going to be the worrying sign for the Allies. They're like, okay, look, let's not play 1 by 1. Let's stick together. Ocelot are like, okay, that's fine, we'll hunt in packs too. And just get completely obliterated. Soklon, I was going to say, doesn't have too many options available to him. And he will go down courtesy of the sniper rifle. So now Ocelot on a bit of a tear themselves. They're looking good. The card situation's not great. They're low on rifles, they're low on heavies, but rounds are going their way.
Yeah, again, it's just Ocelots are dueling better this game. I mean, sometimes it does just come down to who has the better aim, who's fragging better. And I mean, it also have to take into account that Duffer usually, when he goes out on those solo missions, damage, maybe cause some rotations, just be a nuisance, but he had nothing in that round, unfortunately. So it's just Ocelots being kind of overwhelming at this point. Finally, they get an opening pick on Arc with the one with that Setonate, and that Black Main tees off as well. So this is where they can maybe get something done. As I say it, though, Etney pushing through, evening up just a bit, but still down a man.
Oh, and he wasn't far off getting the kill on Ono either. Looked like it was on his head. But Ono knocked down to 42. Here comes Copy with the 1 kill. 3 more to find. Some information will be called across that Ono was last seen over on the A site, and hence the nade flying through, just in case they go for a cheeky plant, but it's not going to happen. And in doing so, Copy indirectly gives his position away as well, because from the trajectory of that grenade, they know he was roughly last seen around spawn. So the mind game is being played, but it's definitely, in that round, going to be the allies who come out ahead. Article 51, solid work. Nice shot by Blackmane as well through mid. That was a really important one, because especially with the flank, if Blackmane dies there, not only does it bolster up the mid defense, but additionally they could have had a 2-player push through mid from Ocelot's side, and that could have been the round over. So really, really important kill.
Yeah, also just simply getting the opening picks this time around is Article 51. That makes a world difference. A Setonade lands, you open frag off of that. Also, Ano, because he pushed out long A, who catch that fallback of aggression, the shotgun player who pushed through and got a kill into tables. Ano's there to catch him on the fallback, and that was a big frag as well. Now, this round, Jackus is the one who delivers the first blow, but have a quick exchange, bringing it down to a 3 versus 3 already. Soklin controlling L House by himself. The rest of his team still over towards mid and the courtyard. And Ano has found another pick. So main advantage here going Article 51, but still a lot of time on the clock to play around with. It's just Copy alone at B. Etney kind of towards mid street here. More focused on the A side of the map. But Article 51 have plenty of time to think this through and try to, you know, take advantage of the fact they're a man ahead.
Tell you what, Article 51 are fortunate there isn't team killing on here, because Blackmane, I think he panicked and just basically no-scoped Ono. He thought it was going to be a flank from the Axis, so kind of fortunate in that sense, but it's going to be a 2-on-3. Blackmane now starting to push his way through. Soklon could be spotted by Copy any second now, and meanwhile, Ono's about to come head-to-head with Etney too, so these 2 separate duels going to be kicking off, and he's up in the cubby hole. It's a one-and-done sort of position. You don't expect to see Ocelot use that again, but it is such an important play in this round. But he's actually going to come out second best in that trade. That's the kill he should be getting. And in doing so, the bomb could be getting planted. Blackman needs to watch out for this grenade. It's going to be landing so close, but it's not quite enough to take him down. Instead, tags him to 47. It does buy up a little bit of time, though, for Etney to make inroads onto the site. The Garand will spray through the shoulders of the final allied player. 6-3 going to be the score. And that nade bought up enough time in the end.
Yeah, it really did. Also did damage. I don't even know if he was fully regen when he... So that certainly kind of played into things as well. Again, it's also that ninja spot that got put to use. It put them from being in a 2 versus 3 and being a man behind to an even playing field. So certainly that had an impact as well to give Ocelots a little bit more to work with in the round, so to speak, or at least less to work against. As it's now 3-6, some mid-aggression from Jackus pushing up the tank. Duffer also pushing up those. So we're going to have an early skirmish, and Jackus will be on the winning end of it all. Meanwhile, we have a push going on at long B as well, and S. Walker with the Kar 98, good for 1, but it's an even trade. So again, a mid-round 3 versus 3 between these two teams.
That nade could do some damage. Yeah, could land on Elzoy, who just in the nick of time manages to back away from the arches. Looking like that had damage written all over it, but instead he's going to be able to relocate Ono with an important kill into Jackus, who was looking a little bit too far out the joint. He put down Aerox with the bar, not able to connect, runs out and gets completely decimated by Elzoy in midair. I believe that was a no-scope. That is ridiculous. Aerox feeling like the kill was ripe for the taking, but now it's going to be a 2-on-1, and it sees Ono with 45 seconds. He doesn't have control of the bomb either, so this is going to be a lot to ask for. make it impossible.
Yeah, he was stuck in a crossfire as Elzoy was coming behind him. So even if Etney went down onto the other player, it would have been pretty much slim to none. So it is Ocelots taking another round. Again, we're seeing these early stages basically just be rather chaotic and really boil down to 3-on-3s a lot of the time. So it's hard to know. Like in Counter-Strike, we typically say that in a 3-on-3 it favors the attacking team. Do you still feel that same way in this game? Does that still apply, or does it just feel kind of like a balanced 3 versus 3 at that point?
I feel like with the difference in how nades work in this game, maybe not, because the Axis can just set up some nades onto the sites. We've already seen Ocelot do that a few times, actually. Just prime up the nades, stop the plant, and that's basically the round over. Right. In this one, though, it has been early blood drawn by the Axis, and Jack is not far off, and it's going to be Blackmane taking the kill.
Ano's just sneaking in, and he has no idea. Duffer's actually one who gets to kill Hano with the assist, but Hano just gained so much space with that sneak up long A. He'll even find another kill for his team. And now it's a 4-on-2. A-bomb site wide open for the taking. Blackmane has, excuse me, Sockland has the bomb. He's still over towards spawn trying to rotate it around through, but it may not even come down to that. It could just come down to kills. His copy gets split from 3 ways, and I think that round was really predicated on how quickly Ano was able to move up long A. There's actually even a player inside site who was looking down long A, but I guess just out of pure timing, Ano had slipped by him, wasn't spotted, and had massive impact on the round.
Yeah, timing certainly favouring the Allies on that one, but able to convert as well, and very important because we're getting to a point now where this could be an 8-4 half. And from the perspective of Article 51, seen before, they are very good when it comes to the Axis side, so each round is going to be vitally important. But the first kill's going to go away with Duffer, of course, with his Thompson. Blackmane does get bested by Jackis, but and it's going to be down to Duffer again for another Thompson kill. This guy's a beast. Why not a third? It feels like when he's in the mindset of just going for the kill, going for the jugular, no one can stop him.
It really does feel that when he's in the zone, he's basically one of the hardest opponents to go up against, as he is going to be able to get the with the scope to get the kill on Duffer, who gave him his backside, but was unable to take advantage of it. And that was just all Duffer, just deciding I'm pushing market with the Thompson and let me at him, basically. Let me loose. Put me in, coach. Just storms through. I think he got 4 kills on that round was all said and done. So pretty much just, kind of dragging his team through that round. We have a close game on our hands now. It's 5-7, so almost as close as 2 games with 7 close. Slightly favored here. There's Ocelots, though.
And it is Sockland again with the sniper on the Axis side. So it seems like Blackmane wants to use the MP40, the SMG on Axis, and then take the Springfield on the Allies. But the early kill has gone the way of Article 51, and it really was the Axis side as well on Derailed, where they took over. They played super aggressive everywhere on the map. They were looking to push around the back, no respect shown at all to Ocelots, and they couldn't deal with that hyper-aggression. Now, slowing things down a little bit, but it's going to be Aerox that gets the better of Elzoy. That's a really important kill. It's going to alleviate the pressure over on the A side of the map and allow them to focus more on B.
Yeah, well, like Ocelots are going to be setting up for something to B execute, but they've lost 2 of their members. So they still do have some nades and smokes to try to come in here with, but there's so many players who are flanking them at this point. Blackmane and Aerox a big part of that. Sockland, Toppy, Ano already inside the site. It's just going to be so tough to break through all this. Just pure numbers are leveling against them.
Yeah, Ono doesn't even need to get the kills. He can just bide enough time for the flank to come around the back. And you touched on this, Dust, that with them losing the first 2 players in the round, it means that ultimately Article 51 know the last 3 players are all pushing side. They can just get around the back. They don't have to fear about getting swiped themselves. It's kind of like the flankers become the flanked, as it were. But ultimately, they could just all go around the back of the arch. They could push around the broken building and just shut them down on the backside. And that's all because of Aerox's kill that he picked up on the A side. It allowed them to do just that.
So now we're at 7-6. Could be Article 51 closing the gap here and tying this thing right back up, as we do see Ocelots looking to stage up outside B. But Blackmane, Duffer, Aerox, they've all pushed through A. They've pushed through Market. They know exactly where Ocelots are. Once again, they're working with perfect information. denying Ocelots so much space. They're going to have to fight for every inch now that they get on this map. And Elzoy seems so far. Evens it back up to a 4-on-4.
Feels like that's a little bit too aggressive from Duffer. Trying to get too carried away. Oh, also he'll be very disappointed he didn't get that kill. And Ono from the same position once again. On upper behind the barrels. And he's laying down the law. No one can handle him just yet. And again, you can see now that Copy's like, hold on a second, they could be flanking around the back of me. This could be another round where I just get done from behind. And it's going to be Ono that gets the final kill. This is looking very precarious now for Ocelot. They can't deal with the aggression through mid. They can't deal with the B hold either. That set play did not work for them, and that was their bread and butter when we casted them last Saturday.
Yeah, it's just this thing where if you're going to allow our base and have information, always be able to rotate with confidence. There's no questioning what's going on. Everything's out there before them. You don't have any ace up your sleeve anymore if you're Ocelots. I mean, they're reading you like a book. So they need to be able to thwart this aggression, or they need to just be faster with their side execute at B. Just go for it before their flank can set in. I mean, I don't know what else they can do. I feel like this is the set nade right here. Look at how many nades they have. Look at how Ocelot's positioned. This is going to be an elaborate tactic on the B-bomb site here. No question.
2 smokes into Arches. That's going to force away Soklon. He can't do anything. An important trade, but it's going to go the way of Elzoy. And there's a second one. Etni onto Ono. Nade over towards the tank. He's not going to connect to kill, but the bomb is now being planted.
Bomb planted.
Duffer goes down. And this time, the set play is going to be a success. They didn't lose any players early on. They managed to hold mid, and the flank round the back did not come into play. Aerok's still alive, though. And while he's alive, there's a small, brief, fleeting chance. But he is encircled by allies, and his Gewehr likely won't be able to pack enough of a punch to clutch this round for his team. He has been tagged from the back. He's at least brought it down to a 2-on-1. I mean, he's really going for this. Smoke off Arches, unbeknownst to him, that's not going to help him. Because one player is directly behind him. That's going to be Jackis, and Copy's still on upper. And time itself is too low anyway, so he's just going to tickle the bomb. And that's the round done.
Yeah, it's like we were discussing, right? Ocelots had a couple of take the mid-aggression head-on and win those fights and get that space for yourself. Or you do something quick enough to where the flank isn't going to matter. And so you saw Ocelots, they held passive towards mid, not really in the courtyard or tank, but more towards their own spawn, just to keep tabs on the flank. And then they just use the other 4 to just do a nice little set piece on B. It's that same set piece you saw them use in the finals against the Bang and the Blitzkrieg battle #1 that was kind of going around. People clipped it out and put it on the subreddit. It's just the good use of smokes and nades, just clearing out spots. It limits the amount of angles you have to check as you come in the site, because you know that you've smoked off certain spots or naded certain spots. You get the kind of hyper focus on just a few key areas, and you're there as a unit, so you get the trade-off of it. It's a very powerful type of tactic to use, and it worked great. Keeps the score close, but this time Duffer and Ono, early kills from the aggression again.
It's just too easy for Duffer. He goes out onto the long side of B and just sprays 2 players down. There's no avenging kill at all. He barely took damage. Flanks around the back of them. 3rd kill goes to him, and he's just untouchable.
It just feels like the response there was, okay, if you're going to sit up for B, screw pushing mid. I'm just going to push you B. If you got sitting there with nades in your hands trying to do something, I'm just going to your face with do it. And that's just the mentality Duffer seems to be a strong suit, right? It just seems to fit him so well, and again, just pushes down long B and says, yeah, you're not executing anything.
I wonder if Ocelot in turn will decide to play more passive themselves, and by doing so, they are playing into these potential set nades. Elzoy, though, does answer back onto Duffer. That's the key aggressive man that's been put down. Aerox is going to be chilling in triple building. It's a really solid spot. Not only does it give him control over the A site, but also it alleviates the pressure, allowing them to fleet over another player towards B. But now Soklon realizing, hold on a second, this could very well be on the A site as Aerox has gone down. He's not able to take anyone with him. Blackmane on 4 health is still somehow alive, hoping, praying that his health regens, and finally it'll start to do so. Also able to eat up a bit of valuable time for the rotation to come in. Ocelot starting to make a maneuver through into Triple House. Etni's going to be plowing out with the rest of his team out into the open. Blackmane's laid in wait for the MP40. There's 1 kill looking for a second. Does significant damage, but doesn't drop Copy, who has the bomb under his control. And there is Ono. This round as good as done.
Indeed, it is. You could see the game plan from Ocelots was to just gather up in the courtyard towards their side of market and just say, okay, if we're going to get pushed, we're going to make sure we have the numbers to stop one or two guys pushing through. That was their goal, but it just didn't really work out the way they wanted to. And yeah, they got some kills, but it's just Blackmane and Ano on the rotation from B. Once they knew that Ocelots were committed to A, they were able to rotate around, just win their fights, and now they're up around. As Ocelots will now bring all 5 to B right away, and they have 3 HE grenades. This is going to be that same set tactic all over again. And Elzoy also has the opening pick. There's no chance that Ocelots are going to be stopped this time, but will the retake work for Article 51 is now the question.
The only question is, are the nades going to be good enough from the Axis to stop the bomb plant? The answer is a resounding no. In actual fact, they conceded more kills from grenades on the approach to try and set up for the retake. You can see there a corpse just below Jackis. They tried to flank around the back once more. I like the change of pace, but it was more Elzoy's opening pick onto upper that was very impressive with the sniper rifle. He goes in first with the sniper rifle, able to get that kill for his team. Ono darts through with the car. We'll pick up one. He's very good with his weapon, and here comes Duffer from the side. Oh, the shotgun's gone in for another kill. But it's not going to be enough. You just thought for a second there. With Duffer and Ono playing the way they are, between the two of them, they have 33 kills. You're thinking, is this doable? Nearly.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the attack itself from Ocelots was going to be strong enough with they have and just elaborate isn't how it is. But then you add the icing on the cake, which is Elzoy first blow with the sniper, which means that you're not really going to be able to rotate as well as you want to if you're Article 51, and all of a sudden we're squared right back up at 9 apiece. Couple of nades, couple of smokes this time for Ocelots, but a kill will go off from Socklin before Copy gets to use that utility at all, and Socklin just keeps it rolling with the sniper at middle. Response from S. Walker, but can they fight their way back into this round? So much forward positioning held on to right now by Article 51.
I mean, it blows my mind that after Socklon gets a pick in mid-arch, the allied arch, another player goes out to collect the card and dies the exact same way. That seems like such a colossal mistake. 3-on-3, though. They're not out of this just yet.
But look at Blackmane. Look at how much he's pushed behind these Ocelot players.
He's trying to get into position. Socklon fires in for another one, and there is Blackmane. His flank has been a success, and he has control of the bomb as well. He sees it on long A arch. S. Walker onto Ono. Has been tagged. He's very lucky not to have been killed there. That was a sniper rifle that connected on him, so it must have been the shoulder or a leg. But he's going to regen all the same. But still, that bomb in long arch is going to be an absolute nightmare for S. Walker to pick up for his team and try and convert into a round win. And there's Blackmane. Perfect positioning. Easy kill in the end. And Article 51 move once again 1 round in the lead.
Yeah, it almost feels like, I mean, obviously there's outliers. There's the odd round, but it just seems like if you're talking in majorities instead, Ocelot's really only way to win on attacking side has been fast set pieces. Anytime they've tried to play the picking game or like the slower, more map control style of play or spreading around the map, they've gotten picked apart by the aggression of Article 51. So I think the adjustment is to just go back into a fast set piece, avoid all that nonsense, hope that you beat the flank by just working quick, and they're going to go just for that MB right now. All 5 players swing in. Elzoy has the opening pick. The bomb can easily go down, and now they're going to put the pressure on Article 51 to retake with a player down.
Yeah, it's almost a carbon copy of what we saw earlier, where Elzoy runs straight onto the site first in, Ono peeks out of upper window, gets wrecked, and he's the only player on B, so they can't even stop the plan. Socklon, with a super aggressive push, though, is able to land the frag and delay the bomb plant a little bit longer. Now Blackmane is getting into position. The Socklon take a bow. If they win this round, it really is off the back of him. Blackmane aggressively onto S. Walker, gets the kill, that's it, the round is done. How the actual hell have the Allies lost that after getting the first pick, having the bomb plant, and having everything go their way?
Yeah, it was one of those things where we kind of knew what the adjustment from
Bomb defused.
play a spread or trying to work picks has been, okay, let's go back to our bread and butter, our B execute. We know what works really well. Let's go for it. And they get the opening kill. Again, it's very reminiscent of what happened a few rounds ago when they won a attacking side. But the big difference here is that Arc-51 were able to make the individual plays to make the retake happen, particularly, like you said, Sockland, some big scope kills, get them back into the site. The flank actually able to set in, because here's the thing, if you're Ocelots, you get the bomb down, you get the site, great, but you have so much ground you have to cover. Arc-51 making sure they use all angles of attack there to pull that one through. 11-9 now, and again, here comes the aggression. This time, Elzoy's waiting for it and gets the kill. Well done. He's countered it for now. Rest are up at B. They have those same smokes and grenades again, so you know what's...
And Ono just bites it to a grenade, and this is where the kill that Elzoy got into Blackman is so important. It forced the hand of the Axis of Article 51 to keep an extra player away from B. They had to stay mid. They respected it too much. Duffel with a nice kill, but there's still 3 more players to take down, and he's doing a lot of damage through the box, to be fair. Nearly getting the kill. He actually does take it onto Copy, so this now gives them an avenue, a hope, and a potential resurrection into this round. Yeah, Gver is not going to be able to deal with Jackis, though, as he goes on to Duffer. And once again, this game is anybody's. It's up in the air. It's ripe for the taking. I do wonder, though, at what point did Article 51 put 2 players on B? Because right now, it's only Ono. And if a grenade takes him down or if he gets sniped early, the B site is theirs.
Yeah, that set piece is working so well. And again, it's also the combination. It's not pieces. So it's the fact that Elzoy picks. That time he gets the aggression at market. He doesn't let it have an impact on the round. So it's a combination effect there, and it gets it to 11-10. Now we do see some of Ocelots really looking to shift the emphasis. They want to change the pace. They ball in. Now they're going 4 people A strong, but A-Rox, he's pushed forward. Might be able to rain on their parade. Blackman's pushed all the way down middle. Been spotted by Jackis, but still the kills are coming in for Article 51. It's equally traded, though, thus far, but so much space belongs to Article 51 on this map.
Yeah, I think they just went for the fast A hit because of what I said. They were expecting 2 players to then be put on B as a result of Ono struggling, and you've got to say it's a great call, and it's worked out well for them thus far. It's a 4-on-3, just over, or just shy of 55 seconds. Out comes Copy, trying to spray around the corner with his MP40. Did see a player there, but now Blackman once again in the long A. Arch is just going to town. It's the second time we've seen him absolutely obliterate Ocelots. And sure, the bomb may very well get planted, but it's a 1-on-2. And S. Walker is certainly the underdog to try and take this round down. He does have a Thompson, though, which is exceptionally strong up close, but you'd have to feel that Blackman and Ono are going to be able to chime together and make this round theirs. They're going to line up, though, for S. Walker, and he nearly takes it. Blackman, on just 4 health, is going to be able to get the defuse. Nice try, S. Walker, but it is going to be 2 match points now for Article 51.
Yeah, it seems like it was just Ocelots trying to get a little bit of a step ahead in the game, try to be the one that's making the adjustments, because you know that maybe Article 51 are going to be looking to kind of change things up. You know, like you said, bolster that B defense a bit more. Maybe that lightens the load at A. So you're trying to take advantage of that. You're trying to be, you know, so many steps ahead in the kind of the chess game that's being played tactically. But in the end, just wasn't quite enough. I mean, it did come down to a pretty close 1v2. Like you said, 4 HP kind of decided that round in the end, to be fair, but R51 now 1 round away from winning this series. They'll keep the aggression up. A-Rox pushing through A. Blackman trying to push down middle with the MP40. He's been caught, but he stays alive and regens.
The aggression, though, is going to pay out dividends once again. If it hasn't been Blackman, it's been A-Rox, and it's been hard to deal with. The aggression on both sides. Back and forth throughout. Soklon realizing he's going to have to back away. And Copy close on the B site is starting to move through arches, but it's going to be Duffer that goes down. This isn't over just yet. It's a key man that has been put 6 foot under for the time being. And now with a kill on the B site as well, and a potential bomb plant to boot, this is looking good now. Ocelots could very well take us to the limit. Especially as Ono's gone down. Surely this round is now getting out of the way of Ocelots. Blackman pushed in the arch hole. The phone for a second. Jackis alongside Etney are going to have to try and clutch this one. And Blackman has seen exactly where Etney is. He's going to try and smoke and buy up some time for his teammate. But Jackis, forever on the flank, is able to take him out from the arches. Blackmane goes in for another one. Just 15 seconds left. He's going to see Etney around the corner, sprays him, and we'll get the clutch. The 1-on-2 is going to go the way of Article 51. And this game will go 2-1 to Article 51 as well. They take the best of 3 against the reigning, defending Blitzkrieg Battle Champions. Very well played.
Really elaborate clutch there from Blackmane, just reading the situation. Jump peak, so he knew where one player was. Then once his teammate got flanked from the arch, he was where both players were at, right? So at that point, you have all the information, but you got to land your shots in the 1v2. Still can be difficult to do. You know, you're battling against 2 players. You're just one, but he does pull it through, and that is the victory for Article 51. Really well played throughout the series. It was a very close series. I think both teams showed us a lot of something here. I think the big thing to think about for this map, though, probably is just that I don't want to call Ocelots one-trick ponies, because they're not. They did have multiple, routes to victory, but it did feel like they were pretty heavily reliant on that B attack that they have, and they weren't really good at managing the aggression of their opponents when they were pushing market or pushing long A. So it did start to feel like their only real way to win was to be executes. And then even that started to kind of falter towards the end because they were unable to start holding off some of the retakes. So I think it's one of those things where they do have one really good play that works for them, but they're going to have to kind of maybe expand their playbook or just try to figure out how to deal with some of the weaknesses that their execute has.
Yeah, I do feel as well we're at kind of an interesting point as well in Battalion where